I think that's the big part of that journey and journeys in itself. So, Howard, welcome to the podcast. Those joining in for the first time. Welcome back to the Sound Important podcast. If you've been listening to the most recent podcast, we are doing a lot of interesting conversations and getting a lot of players that I've coached who have transitioned and players that are still playing. Because let me just consider that zero strength and conditioning podcasts actually talk to the players that they coach. It's coaches talking to coaches, agreeing with each other, and no one actually talks to the players about what they feel works for them. So this is going to be an interesting conversation. So Howard, welcome to the show, mate.
Nice, thanks for having me, mate. It's good to see you.
It's good, and we're getting into everything. Like the realities of it now is that you've just finished a school football fixture and had to jump on this. Probably before you got training tonight.
Yeah, we got another coaching session in an hour and a half with another age group at Tunbridge, and then I'm training myself tonight at 7 till 9. So it's a long old day.
Yeah, mate, that 7 till 9 slog. 7 till 8:30 would be better, or even 7 till 8, quick 45 in and out.
If they, I think they could say it that we do finish around then. It's like if they said it would just make it feel a little bit easier.
Yeah, mentally easier. Yeah. So, for those who don't know, Howard and I worked together at Ealing. That's where we first got involved. And I think you're in a store cupboard, aren't you? And
yeah, sorry.
I'm going to mute. It's all right. I'm going to mute this quickly. So this is amazing. And this will not be edited for the podcast. This is the realities of these situations. So Howard and I first got together in Ealing in my second season. Howard got signed over. We started to work together then. So that's how we've sort of known each other. But then I want everyone to maybe understand how Howard got to ended up at Ealing in the Championship and where he'd been before. What age were you when you came to Ealing? Just remind me.
22 or 3. 23, I think.
23. So it's 2017.
Yeah.
No, 2017. So what happened before that?
So I was in the academy at Northampton. So as long as I remember, sort of like 13, 14 years old. Went through their whole academy system. Had some really nice times there. Had a couple of years in the first team, and then Bedford, and then to Ealing.
Nice. And what was that like? So from as young as you can remember, because I think what's really interesting is, youth development, and there'll be lots of strength and conditioning coaches, like super noisy people listening to this, but like the best kind of noisy people because they listen to my podcast. But their youth development's like a massive space and a massive opportunity to develop. So like at 13, that's a long time to really, before you get to senior sport, if you're in an academy, from what you can remember, what's that like?
It was good. Like we just had training sessions at night, EPDG stuff, just turning up, playing lots of games, little drills. Is the main things I can remember from that. It was just lots and lots of that, and then we sort of moved at the end of year 11. We moved to Malton, and they would do training sessions, and we used to have to do it on the horse paddock, and sometimes we were just literally running in shit. Somehow they got away with it. I don't know. Absolutely awful. My mum would bring like plastic bags for the car afterwards.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we sort of got in serious like sessions for gym and all that sort of thing.
So it was Malton College, right? Is that ACE program?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. ACE is good.
I
love the ACE stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was really good, and at that time, we had a really good team at Moulton. Boys at Hartbury. Genji was at Hartbury. Nathan Tompkins were at Oakland. Is it Oakland College?
Yeah.
And yeah, there was just like some really, really good teams all over in that Ace League that year. Those couple of years. It was a really nice time to be at the college, actually. I think it dipped a little bit from what I've heard from since we left, and I think they might be picking it up again now.
Yeah, because funding's. If you think of those ACE programs, they are like your typical what you would see like high school American football programs, because you are studying, playing rugby, and training, and not having to do a full day of school rugby, and then top up on top. It's all integrated. It's real. Prevents fucking burnout, for one. And you're like a student athlete as opposed to, the latter.
I think it really felt like that as well. We at that time I actually felt really looked after. And everyone had the same treatment. The boys had the sessions from the academy, S&C. They'd come in, they'd look at your form and set you through your skins and all sorts of stuff. Really kept on top of you, and it felt nice. The physios came down, and then coaches in the evening would be there. We didn't have to go anywhere for it, so that was actually a really good time. I really, really liked my time there.
Yeah, because I think I love those types of programs, because I started my first at Wasps Ace interning, and I was like, this is sick, because it's a student athlete. You don't have to, it's all taken care of in the day. Realistically, most of the day is, and you're kind of it's like a really good breeding ground, because you're training with the same players 4 times a week, playing every other Wednesday. There's not too many fixtures either, so it's just like real development. And then you get the opportunities for like the under-18s, and then it's like who can get to the 18s for a shot at the senior academy. And it's kind of like a real nice pathway where like it's much more open to the blue collar rugby player as well. Like, my second year, Jack fucking Willis walks through the door at the trial, and you're like, where the fuck have you come from? And now he's smart enough. He doesn't play rugby in England anymore, so that's good for him. But like, you don't like it. There's this like, like how the American systems develop student athletes. Like, they develop through these programs, rather than in England, you've kind of got this white collar attitude as well, that you have to be at a certain school to be effective, to play for a certain team and wear the right tie and all that stuff. But you just mentioned some amazing current England internationals that went through ACE.
Yeah. We have lots of discussions here at work. Like, we've got some pretty noisy coaches, which is good, like really good. And there's always debates going on about what could be different to help capture some of those players that might go missing because of the private school sort of stuff that goes on with that. So we debate about it a lot. I don't know the answer. Obviously, it's not something that's not working at the moment, and I think they need to have a look at it. But
well, when your man at the top is fucking skimming the piggy bank, that's the start of the problems.
It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it, reading about our sport in this sort of way. I'm just like what is going on over there?
I work with an American footballer at the moment, and I was speaking to him literally this morning. We were at the track training together, and he was like, "Rugby's not really a good sport, is it? Like, you don't do it to make money." And I was just laughing because then the stat that jumped into my head was when Twickenham Stadium ran like £28 million over budget. They re-signed Eddie Jones on 750k a year and put him up at Penny Hill, and then sacked a ton of community coaches. You're like,
no,
we can't win a World Cup. What?
Yeah, I don't know where it best be resourced, and I obviously America does really well, and I don't know enough about the intricates that go into all of that, or anything anywhere near probably. But I do wonder is if we could start again somehow, and maybe leave that progression a little bit later. So let them do the school and then come into rugby around sort of that 20, 21 years old. You don't see many boys break into it at sort of 18 straight out of school anymore. I don't know. There are obviously a few freaks out there, but I think it would just be worthwhile, like you say, money-wise as well, especially the ones that don't quite get to the top, and even those guys still got to work after, or most of them. Yeah. Given that education, I don't know.
Yeah. And also, like, this is a podcast. We can literally say the most convoluted things ever, and it's absolutely fine. So, because it's half true. It's idealistic. I like that more idealistic conversation. It gets away from British cynicism. But like from an S&C coach's point of view as well, like you think even like you coaching kids, young students and stuff now, it's like you have all these fresh ideas and you want to change the world, and you can imagine doing X, Y, Z with all these kids, and then you turn up and you're like, oh my God, I've really fucking forgot what it was like to see a 12-year-old play sport.
There's being at school and you see the progression, and it's very, even the sort of year 11s, year 10s at the moment, they're still very uncoordinated and they're running, and just the way they move is not. I'm just like, why are you running like that? And then they sort of naturally become a little bit better. Just somehow just switches in year 11, year 12 and 13. And they just become better at it. And it's strange to see some of those young kids, bless them. The way they try and play sport, but it's just good to see them try.
Well, exactly. I remember coming into the academy, then they're like, right, you need to. This is from a. I mean, I only touched weights when I was 17. First started weights when I was 17, but I'd done like judo, gymnastics, and all of that stuff growing up. And like, these kids are coming in at 15, 16, and they're asking us to like test their squat. Not what? No. They don't want to play rugby, fight people, and talk to girls. Or try to talk to girls anyway. And like, that was kind of, when you start putting that input at such a young age, it really actually slows progress, in my experience. What do you think?
I agree. Like, I've got a lot of boys that are asking me, and I guess it's because I've done lots of gym. They're just like, can you teach me a little bit of technique? Year 9, year 8 boys are like, oh, can you help me with this bench press? I'm like, get off the bench press, mate. Go pass the ball. But they're obsessed with it. And no, I don't know how much it would slow you down, but there's way more things that they could be doing that would be beneficial at a younger age than trying to get in the gym. Like you say, the boys are still telling me. I had a year 9 tell me that he's got an 80 kilo bench press for 1 rep max. I was like, fair play, but also like, what are you doing? Like, how are you doing this? It doesn't seem natural.
No, it's not, and it's a lot of maturations, like snakes and ladders, really. And that's a principle. Like, we have a lot of youth academy stuff and work with different principles. It's like, well, if you can't do fucking 20 push-ups and 10 chin-ups, then you're not touching a weight. And if you've just grown 6 inches, you start from the beginning, because otherwise, your body's going to catch up with you. And there's no point. You don't train on the power side of things. What's the point? You just that general conditioning, which you learn which is really interesting. Gymnastics does it really well. Like you see what gymnasts can do, and they don't touch weights. It's just another tool. We'd rather have lads on the field running sleds at 12 than squatting. Running sleds, pushing sleds.
I always wonder. So, I like you, I didn't touch a weight till I was sort of 17. When I first really got to Moulton, and that was, I'd try and skip as much as I could. And then they asked me to put on a load of weight in my first year, and then my hamstrings just pinged, and then ever since, obviously, about my hamstrings, and I do wonder. I wondered if there was a correlation between what they tried to make me do and never having an injury before.
Yeah, well, you're naturally fast as well, and it's like your body will gravitate towards the things that it likes to do, that it feels good to do, and with sports like rugby, it's so multifaceted. Like, it's not a 100-meter sprint. Like, there are so many different things that go into rugby, but yet we're tested all the same way. It's like, I remember when we were at Ealing, I remember saying to the people, I would just call them the people, are we just going to keep increasing the yo-yo scores year on year, expecting them to get better at the yo-yo test? Because that's what happened the first 3 pre-seasons. Like, we'll just keep upping the standard. It's like we're going to recruit Mo Farah next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, they were pretty tough pre-seasons, to be fair.
Yeah, they were hard. So shifting gears slightly, I think that's quite for a lot of coaches listening there, because I think it's always good to try and pull some information out there. You hear Howard talking about how tried to skip as many weights as he could when he was younger, because you're naturally a very quick, elusive athlete. Like, it creates preference is something to be listened to. It's really important when working with athletes to listen to what they like to do, because that's how they're telling you what their body responds well to, and that's a huge insight for anyone listening. And then also delaying the exposure to conventional barbell lifting till later teens is so important, because there's so many other things that can be done before. And I think the whole youth development culture is very different. I'm at 37 now, so I didn't get a computer. I didn't have a computer, and we didn't have an Xbox, and we didn't have all of that sort of nonsense. So we were out all the time. So it's very different, which is why in some of the youth S&C stuff that we do, we have to give them the development that would be missed otherwise through different means. But then, so going from Moulton Academy 16 to that 18 year, when did you get the nod for the first team, and how did that play out?
It was the end of my first senior academy contract. We played a few A-League games and stuff like that. LV Cup, the Ship Cup.
Yeah.
Prem Cup, yeah. I think it is now.
Yeah.
Got asked to play a few of them, but the first big one was the last regular game of the season. We were away at Leicester Tigers, and they just said, we're going to give you a shot. And I was on the bench a few weeks before against Sarries, but didn't get on. And it was pretty cool. Like, ran onto the pitch with just after half time. We had about 4 or 5 scrum resets. Oh. And then we got a yellow, so I had to go off. They brought me straight back on. And I was like up against Veronica Gonover at the time, a scrawny little 18-year-old, and this massive agenda. I was absolutely shitting myself. Yeah. I was running back off the pitch, and Matthew Tate just went, "Bet you're happy, aren't you, lad?" I was like, "Yeah, see you in a bit." Yeah.
Oh, mate. Yeah, that's awesome thing.
Yeah, the whole lead up to it though, like the week before, we're training with them all the time, and just get used to being around them. We had a pretty good team that year, or for the time I was there, and They're all really nice blokes, to be fair. I really enjoyed it. And it was comfortable. And then, just never got another one. So, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's such a shame. Like, I'm just trying to think. Did you play? No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have. No, because I played when I was at Henley. We played the A-League fixtures, and you just reminded me that my first run out of 17 for them was against Brian Lima. And then I played Saints. I came back and I played Saints. And who's the big Tongan tight head?
Tonga Weir.
Yeah, Tonga Weir. Fucking pops up on the blind side on me. Game over, mate.
Oh, you're in here. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. I tried to just hit the ball out of his hand. Like, I've never been the worst speed bump. Yeah, I was like, fuck it, I'll take the pen.
Collapse at your knees, mate. Just let him run over you. You bounce me, but I got you down. Sweet, don't care.
Yeah, and it's like I can resonate with that. Not like obviously the scale of it, but the opportunity of stepping into the senior realm is pretty cool.
It was. It is cool, and it helps when obviously the people around you are good people. I know. Well, we all know there are some dickheads around that can make it really difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe that works by putting the pressure on and seeing if you can sink or swim. But I think the best way mainly is to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, and for different players, it's different. I mean, there are just some people that think they're hard, and project something that really isn't true for themselves. But let's be honest, that if you're a tight head, you're not going to respond the same as a winger. The job's different. Yeah, the job is different.
Yeah, we had forwards that they'd want the young lads to start a fight in live maul practice.
Yeah,
and they'd be like, nice. And then I had Ken and George Peacey in a contact. I was like, right, I'm going to work really hard here, and I smashed them. Well, what I thought was smashing them, and they were like, "Oh, Peckus, chill out, bro." And then they ran into me and they literally dived to the floor. It was like, we don't do contact here. I was like, oh shit.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, boys.
I remember when Saints signed those brothers. They were unreal, weren't they?
Their first couple of years, they were fire. Yeah,
they took the league by storm, and I think culturally, you just said something really interesting between the difference between training and playing, and you just went full tin hat, like fucking putting shots on boys. They're like, what are you doing? They've come from play the other side of the world. We should do it where it matters.
Yeah, well, and they could turn it on, and obviously, when you're getting told that you need to be able to tackle is your main work on, and you're not able to do that because the big lads won't let you touch them. It's like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, the time at Saints got cut short, and then you ended up at Bedford. Were you put out on loan? Were you doing the let him down gently thing, or was it sorry, mate? Not anymore.
Yeah. The year before was out on loan there, and then there was something happened mid-season where I fell out with one of the coaches, which is a bit of a shame because he was my academy coach when I was younger, and then just never really. I think that was it after that. I was promised the world this season at the start of the season, and then just they sort of shafted me really.
Classic.
But yeah, like when I realised that they'd lied to me all toward the end of the season before about the season coming, I did sort of throw my toys out of pram a little bit. I was just like I can't do anything right here. They were just getting on to me, and it just seems like they were looking for an excuse, and I gave them one, fell out, and then really hit the nail in the coffin towards the end. I took a big shit in the car park on a social, and they weren't very happy. So Yeah, and then moved to Bedford, and that was the best year of rugby ever. So.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like that's not an uncommon practice on some of these socials, is it?
No, well, Saints were doing really bad at the time, and there was a lot of pressure on Jim and the coaching staff, and they sort of just all took out on my poo. And a couple of weeks before, Loof, I think it was, or someone, I'm pretty sure it was, like sparked one of the academy boys out on the bus, like clean cold out. The kid had to go to hospital. Nick Groom had to take him, but nothing was said about that. But my gosh, the second team had a social, and Howard left a shit in the car park.
Yeah,
and forgot about it. It was apparently fine worthy. To be fair, the lads again, like they looked after me. Callum Clark at the time, he was absolutely fuming. He was like, "You don't have to pay that. That's disgusting." Like went in, tried to fight my corner, and then Jim was like, "No, you." I can't even do the voice anymore. But
how much
really
did they
bad.
fine you? How much did they fine you?
They fined me like £400. And like the boy, like the other lads were fuming. Well, most of them were. And Callum did a whip round, so they actually got me 200 quid's worth of cash.
Nice.
And then my old man was like, "Fucking not paying that fine, mate. That's one of the worst things I've ever heard of." Here's the other 200. So actually, it cost me nothing. It just sort of just was not a nice way to finish right at the end of the season.
Yeah. Oh, that's class. I love that. I absolutely love that. And but you're right. Like, funny you say that, right? Because when I was at Wasps and they roll the dice, one of the fines was to buy copies from Costa for everyone. So it's 50 copies.
5 for each.
Yeah.
You've all got black coffee heads.
Yeah. Well, there's a few boys that got done, and the best thing about it is that no one really drank them anyway, because you have to get them after training. It was like, that was hilarious. So that's that. So did you play at Bedford with Cos?
Did I?
Because he was there when Lee Dixon was there.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I must have done. Yeah. Although Dicko had another year after me.
So maybe that was that crossover.
But mate, that was the best. That's the best rugby year I've had. I did get a bad hamstring during that season, but we finished second. We pushed Bristol right the way at their place. Like just the social side of it, the coaching side of it. It was just like you turned up, they were chill. We never did any D. We just like, right, we're going to go score more points than them. And they just had the right buy-in. That they had the buy-in from the lads. Like we didn't have to do too much that year because everyone, when we trained, it was like 110% into it, and we just absolutely loved it. Like I think everyone enjoyed it, even if you weren't playing week in week out. You were loving being there.
Yeah, that's a huge part. And who was that bloke that used to just scream at everyone in the car park?
Oh my gosh, yeah, God. I can't remember. I can't remember his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was a favourite. I did the BNI Cup because I always gloat that I was a professional S&C coach and never did a match day game. Really, barely did a match day. But that was quite interesting. I went down there, and it was a hell of a slope. It's but a fast track in itself as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you want to be going down the slope into the bottom left corner. That's beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. And so, like, when you again, I think it's so because you have coaches that they're almost, and it's be interesting where you feel yourself are now with some of the coaching that you do. They'll overcoach and put so much rigidity around a game plan for players because they're so scared of it going wrong. rather than going, do you know what? Go and score some fucking points, lads.
Yeah, I think sometimes that's just to protect themselves as well. Like, obviously, if someone does something out of the blue or people go off script and it goes wrong, well, then they're like, you should have done it this way. You know, if you've got to stick to the script 100%. It seems low, like with a few of these coaches now. I don't know, but it just looks like they some teams is beginning to, especially at the top, having a bit more freedom to play a little bit. And I don't know if that's just a change in mindset from some of the Southern Hemisphere coaches coming over.
Yeah.
Playing a nice brand of rugby, and then that worry goes away. I don't know if that's what they bring. I don't know, but I know you're right. Like those sticking to the script so much is box here, kick it here.
Multi-phase calls. Like,
yeah, it's painful sometimes.
The name Grayson Hart always comes to mind when I talk about not sticking to the script, playing off the cuff.
He doesn't like that, does he?
No, legend. Coach's worst nightmare. The control freak's worst nightmare. So what would you say, like, when you're at Bedford, Championship rugby, full time as well? Like,
part time,
3 days. But were you working elsewhere?
No, I actually didn't. Yeah, no.
No, so you were just chilling. Good culture. How many tries did you score that year? Do you know your head count?
I think it was 9 and 11. I only played 11 games that year.
Yeah, that's sick. That's a great hit rate.
Yeah. I mean, Dino's just become the champ top scorer.
Yes, he has, hasn't he?
Yeah. Like he's done well, but he was, I always check the scores, and if it's not 1 week, it's always the next 2. He's always on it. They still play that brand where wingers will score tries. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And he went out to France, didn't he? I'm going to have to get him on the podcast because he obviously done a bit of speed stuff. But that's interesting. That's very interesting. I guess as well, it's like if you know your way over the line or you don't.
Yeah, it is a skill in itself, like just being in the right positions.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not always getting that pass.
No, everyone who listens to this is probably sick of me just slagging off England rugby because there are lots of players in that team that do not know where the try line is.
I mean, there's some good players that aren't playing like in the squad. Like, but it's obviously hard to pick. But someone like Ipatoye at the moment, I can't believe he's not in the or been in it recently. I don't know. I haven't seen any updates, but
it's like, get over the fucking line, score some tries, lads. But again, I'll just sit here on a podcast and talk shit. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I'm sure they're trying.
All I do. No, they are, and everyone is trying hard, and everyone who listens to this takes it with a pinch of salt. But if you want to go score tries, don't make your head coach a line-out specialist.
No comment.
That's all good fun. And again, it's just, I'm sure it's trying really hard, but it's just funny. I like to see the comedic side. That's how my brain copes with it. But I would argue that Jose Mourinho would win England Rugby a World Cup. Because when they get there, it's not about rugby anymore.
I do wonder, it would be interesting to see have those people in. I've never experienced it. I know they do cross over. I know these top coaches, they do cross over, don't they? But it would be nice to see just someone's thoughts on even like a basic style, being like, why would you not just go here and then do this?
Because professional, like I work with a lot of coaches that are in professional football, and they do so much of principles, and they will run multi formations as well, which is like so attacking formation, defensive formation, transition formation. Then players will adjust to that. So they're a lot more smarter. There's a lot more freedom with that regard, and I think rugby can learn so much from that. And but hey-ho, again, I'm in an office on the south coast of England. That's that. So so you end up at Ealing, and was that just agent phones, fucking Ealing is slinging cash, you up for it type thing, or is it Edson's going? Are you coming?
Yeah, no. I mean, I had that hamstring which kept me out for a good 6 months of that season. And got back and just sort of got sold on that we're desperate to go up.
Yeah,
and
me too.
You had that year out of being a professional at the top, and it's just just you crave that, and the quickest route back sometimes isn't the right one. So I just went over there and I didn't like it at all. It was the people were awful. They just weren't great people. And I didn't put my best self forward at all. 100% was something like just not. I didn't, but I don't think it was up to me. But I didn't adapt to the squad as well as I should have probably. But there we go. I guess that is what it is.
It seemed like from my perspective, there was, I made some conscious decisions whenever for any club that I work with, I'd never go into a rugby meeting. I'm not there for rugby, but it seemed that there were the players, and then there was the rugby coaches.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously that year we were there. It seemed like there was the rugby coaches, the players, and then Ben. Like it was like three different groups of people, and obviously you got rid of so many people, so many players turnover. Like it was so strange. Like he'd talk to you and just be like, "You're full of shit." He didn't even have to. Somebody would tell. It just was so strange, and like fair play to him. He's buried his way, and he's done a great job bearing his way up in there and being disposable in some ways. But yeah, coaching was average. Like it wasn't good. The best was Codders, and obviously he got sacked pretty quickly. So that was crazy.
Yeah, Codders is amazing. And you've hit the nail on the head with quite a few things. Like, one of the biggest learnings that I had there was that the team wasn't about the players; it was about the team, as it were, the name of the team, not the players playing for the team, which is what led me to getting fired. If someone's waiting for shoulder reconstruction, do surgery, they shouldn't do conditioning games the Friday before. You just shouldn't do that. And then that's why you get chopped. But the speaking of Codders, and I want to talk to you about that hamstring stuff and some of the work that we did, because I really enjoyed working with you. There's no coincidence you're on the podcast, and we had a great relationship there. But what did you like about the way and what Codders brought to the table as a coach?
He was very direct. He didn't confuse you. He had his 2 or 3 points. Demanded a lot in that short space of time that you'd work with him.
Yeah.
And his criticism wasn't always to be like to try and be positive or to try and have a positive outcome from criticising.
Yeah.
We were really lucky. We actually had him down at Tunbridge for a little while before he's gone back over to somewhere else now. I think maybe in America or Ireland, he was saying.
Ireland, yeah.
Ireland, is it?
Nice.
Yeah. And it was just, he told him I was here, and he was just straight on to like wanting to help with little tips on coaching and all these sorts of things. It was nice to have him around. But yeah, he was just very direct, very concise with what he was trying to tell you. You didn't get confused when he was coaching in the moment. So
I think he never made anything personal either.
No, I don't think so.
In a good way, like you could have a good relationship with him, but nothing was personal on the field. It was, like when we're out here, we're here to work. There's a standard of expectation. Get it in, get it done. And then he would always round up with marvelous.
Yeah. He was a good bloke, good man.
So let's think about like you're a winger, you're a fast guy, and from a performance perspective, what do you feel you need to make you perform?
If I was going to be completely honest and be personal, I'd need the training sessions to be no longer than about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Even if you had a couple of them a day, I think when they go on too long, sort of legs get heavy, and I can really feel it.
Yeah.
A few little bits of weights, but nothing too heavy, just to make sure I wasn't decreasing in size when I finally got to the weight that they all wanted me to be. And I always personally liked a little something the day before. I know some are completely off the day before. I always like just a little run through.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, nothing more than that, mate. Like lots of little bits of skills, like individual skill bits. I could spend a bit more time on, maybe like kicking or just running lines of passing, things like that. But that's
S&C's fucked the whole lot up for people, didn't they? Really.
Yeah.
So here's a cool one. So you played Saturday. Gym Monday.
Mate, I haven't gym for 2 years. I'm sorry if that throws everything of yours out.
No, mate. I tell stories all the time. Do you remember when we were at Ealing, and it was like we have to do lower body on a Monday, and we just basically not do it. And just like make it up, because when you lift lower body weights on a Monday after you played on Saturday, it is not fucking good for you.
Mate, that was painful.
Do you remember the were you in the non-selected session where Sam Olver overslept? And he comes running across the field.
I think so, yeah. Him, I think, Betsy had done that, but he was just pissed. So
yeah. So Olver overslept. I wouldn't give a shit if he was pissed anyway, but Olver overslept, and it was Olver overslept to come running across the field as Tom comes through into the gym doing his Hitler walks, and I've gone to the other end and told him to go the other way, and he's like, he asked where Olver, because he hated Sam Olver, didn't he?
He loved him, but he hated him. Like he loved to hate him.
Yeah. It was almost like there was certain parts of him that he just wanted to be like him because he's got like charisma. And then I was like, "Where's Sam Olver?" He's just gone to the toilet. Sam just walks in. The funniest thing, right? The funniest thing that I remember the detail, because I've just watched this happen. I'm like, oh my God. And so Sam comes walking in, and I'm like, get in the rack. Just do something in the rack. And we were doing push press, right? And he just gets in and starts back squatting with 30 kilos.
Yeah.
And I'm just creasing up inside, and he gets out the rack and he's like, "Morning, Tom." Morning. And then Tom walks out. It's like, "Oh, you owe me a fucking coffee." So obviously you had your hamstring injuries that plagued you quite a lot, and we managed to negotiate what was a good 6-week block to try and get you right. From your perspective, talk about that period, because I learned a ton out of that 6 weeks. But yeah,
like I think when we were allowed that time, we talk about whereabouts the muscle, how it occurred, and all that sort of stuff, and that it would repeat it a few times. You looked at my running style, and you could clearly see that I was overworking the hamstrings by leaving my legs behind. So we did a shit ton of front side running. Is it front loaded running, front side running?
Yeah, front side running. Yeah.
My God, it was just pure pain. Like like all those reps were pure pain, because my hips and I couldn't keep the form.
Yeah.
For at least 3 or 4 weeks, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But from that, we gained the strength back after all the tweaking with the mechanics side of it, and fine tuning that, and getting my hips and quads stronger, and ran, I think, my fastest GPS that I recorded, which was pretty cool.
It was a really interesting experience. So for those listening, hopefully the intervention was not about fixing your hamstrings. It was about addressing the global issues that you had. And that were, like you talked there, like the structural strength. And for a lot of athletes listening, or coaches listening, it's kind of don't symptom chase. I think a lot of the reoccurrences came because they just addressed the hamstring pain, they get rid of the hamstring pain, and then it would come back. And I learned the value of subtraction in that 6 weeks more than I ever had, because we didn't lift any tin, really. I think we had 1 or 2 in the program. We opened up your workout volumes across 10 days rather than 7 days. And it was so cool. It was so cool to do that, because literally the week after I got fired, I've got a clip of Joe Burley sent me the clip of you corner flagging some fucker in Jersey going 10.2 meters per second.
Yeah, that was it was actually 10.3.
10.3.
Sure.
Oh,
that makes
if I had a buzzer, I'd press it.
Yeah, I remember that, because it might have been Leroy, who was pretty raps. Yeah, I remember
you just hunted
mowing him down, and that was that was a good one.
Burley sent me the message going, "Don't worry, your work is still here."
That was nice.
That was cool. And so now, we've only got a few more minutes left. So you're there for when did you leave? After you left the year I got fired, didn't you? And went up to Doncaster.
I went over to New Zealand before that, so I did a year in New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah,
forgot about that. And what was that like?
That was hard. I said yes to the work they offered, because I didn't want to be that douchebag who just turned up and just didn't do anything. I wanted to be getting stuck in. Unfortunately, it was the worst decision ever. I was in a cheese factory 5 a.m. till 6 p.m, and then 6:30 training. I couldn't. I remember crying at one point, just being like, "Why am I still saying yes to this?" I just didn't have to do it, but I just did it, and that was difficult. But the training was pretty cool. Like we spent 30-40 minutes on skills before we did our actual session, and
so good.
I told the boys, like, and this is club rugby as well. We just we just stand, walk, or slow jog, and we must have passed 100, 200 times before we did our little bit of either a small defensive bit and then shape and adding in any extra bits that they wanted. So that was pretty cool. Really, really good blokes over there. Got in, mixed in with everyone. Really, really good time.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then Donny came back to Donny, which was
champ thing.
Yeah, no, yeah, and from Donny, it was just that's just classic champ. Each year you expect your wage to go up. Each year the wage was coming down, and I was just like, and then my old man, obviously the incident with him, I was like, fuck rugby, done. I had about a 4 or 5 month blackout where I don't remember anything I was doing. I actually can't remember the period of time. All I know is I was on a shitload of drugs. I just didn't cope with it very well. And then Blackheath had a stinking year there. Body was in bits, obviously. Straight after that. And then Tunbridge, which has been awesome.
No, that's cool. And I resonate that. Like when my brother died in 2015, like that was December, and I took 6 months break, and then that's when I first started back at Ealing, and I shouldn't have gone back to work. Like it's just fucking all this stuff. Like those just a big events. They manifest themselves physically and emotionally, and you're like, oh my God, what happens? And there's no, but what they're experiences that allow you to find yourself on the other side of it.
Yeah, no, it was like obviously mate, it was a tough old period, and it's just at some point you just sort of snap out of it and be like, enough's enough. You've felt sorry for yourself, nothing you can do. Let's just crack on. And we got into Blackheath, although the rugby was crap that year. We went down actually. I managed to get into some special needs work at a school in Peckham, just on the side, and like putting all my time into those kids there who are severely disabled, non-verbal, about 7 or 8 to a class. Some unbelievable stuff that you see. Just working with them made me feel selfishly a lot better, and I hope that I helped them out a lot. And I'm still involved a little bit of the special needs stuff at this school as well, because I really enjoy giving my time to that. So it won't be forever, but while I can, it's been nice.
Yeah. And what you talk about there, and there'll be lots of, again, I always resonate, there'll be lots of like S&T coaches listening here with their tunnel vision towards trying to be the best S&C coach they can be, work with the best athletes, do all the best things, when actually the experiences that aren't and have anything to do with those things are the ones that nurture you in the most profound ways. And like that's a really powerful thing to really put across, because like you said, like you can get so insular in all these things, and rugby being rugby and that identity of coach, rugby player, and it's like, fuck this, let's just go and have some fun and try and do something bigger outside ourselves. So Tunbridge now, teaching, coaching, playing in the best league in the country, National 2. What are your because that's a crazy journey. It's a cool journey. These are the journeys that aren't spoke about. And what does the next few years look like for Howard? What are you, 28 now?
29.
29, yeah. So what do you kind of see for yourself moving forward? Because I'm a big believer of multiple careers.
Yeah, I mean, potentially look at doing a teaching qualification just to have that in the back pocket, really.
Yeah.
But I'd love to be coaching a professional team at some point in the future. So I've loved my coaching so far. I've done 2.5 years of it. I coach all the age groups at school and at multiple sports as well. All the age groups at school I do. So that's after school till 5, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do academy at Tunbridge, from 6 till 7. So
Nice.
under 12s, under 13s, seniors, senior academy, and then 14s, 15s. And I've got a uni team on Monday nights, 7 till 9.
Who are you coaching?
Queen Mary.
Okay.
Yeah, not the Barts, but the other one.
Awesome.
I think we're just called Queen Mary. So it's coaching Monday to Thursday, Friday off sometimes.
Yeah.
Play on a Saturday, back to it on Monday. So
Love it.
I'm pretty knackered. So yeah, ideally, mate, hopefully do some coaching in the future, and I'd love to do a little bit of traveling with that coaching as well.
Yeah.
I think they like it here. The boys like it here, so I'm learning. I learned so much already, mate. Just got to keep learning. But you do that on the grass, I guess.
Fucking too right, mate. Fucking too right. So, if anyone resonates with your story, where's the best way that they could reach out to you listening to this? Or opportunities?
Probably just on LinkedIn, mate. Yeah, just scratch the surface of it, and
Howard Packman on LinkedIn. You got it. Because there could be a coach. Honestly, there could be a coach listening to this on the other side of the world that could open up that door for you.
Yeah, mate.
Do you want to come do some coaching? We chuck a fucking football around.
I think we're quite lucky that like everyone is willing to have a conversation so far that I've found on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just a question, like I've had some good comms with different people. They just wouldn't have even thought, they could not even be real. But you're having a chat with them and stuff, and
just don't give those people money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But no, you're right, and I really, really appreciate you coming on today, because with this podcast, it's something that I want to be able to do for people. Is there's so many people with so many stories. Why do we listen to the same cliche fucking shit?
You're doing a good job, mate.
Appreciate it.
We love it.
Right, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to talk to you for a second before I had to go coaching as well. So that was Sam Porton Podcast. I don't give a fuck what episode it was. I hope you really enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one, because it's just going to get spicier.